I'm probably the wrong person to explain why the Met Gala moved me. Because unlike some people in my life, I do not have a complicated relationship with Beyonce. I've been talking about her now for years, at length, repeatedly, aggressively, spiritually, against the will of some of my friends and definitely my family. So, no, this was not my finally talking about Beyonce moment. If anything, this was my, oh no, now I have to explain to myself, and I guess now y'all, why this affected me emotionally in an entirely different way than previous Beyonce incidences. Because the thing that stayed with me after the Met Gala was not celebrity. And honestly, it wasn't even Beyonce herself. It's family structure, it was lineage, it was the power moving between generations in real time. And somehow, despite the absurdity of the entire event, that made the whole thing feel more human to me instead of less human. Which is funny because generally speaking, events like the Met Gala should annoy me. And I think they often do. I tend to struggle with excessive displays of upper class performance masquerading as culture. Although I can appreciate artistry without automatically becoming emotionally invested in elite spaces. That's why shows like Bridgerton and Gilded Age make me itchy after a while, because eventually my brain starts going, oh, I don't care about these rich people's romantic infrastructure problems. But every once in a while, spectacle becomes so theatrical, so excessive, so deeply committed to performance that it accidentally loops back around into something emotionally revealing. And that's what I think happened here, because fashion at that level stops feeling like clothing. It starts feeling like ritual, like mythology, like humans trying to transform themselves into symbols for one evening. And when the symbolism gets that large and that overwhelming, I think that the humanity underneath it sometimes becomes easier to see, if that makes sense. So I think that's what happened with Beyonce, Jay, and Blue Ivy when they arrived. And before anyone starts, I was not remotely confused about what was happening in real time with the sunglasses. I know some people interpreted Jay and Blue's actions as like, oh, a regular parenting moment. I think the rest of us, especially in the Beehive, we actually understood exactly what was happening immediately. Everybody wanted Blue Ivy to remove the sunglasses. The assistants wanted the sunglasses off. The handlers wanted the sunglasses off. Her father asked her to take them off. The only person not pressing her, as others have mentioned, was her mother, which honestly told me everything I needed to know about the hierarchy of that family dynamic. Am I right? Because Beyonce understood something everybody else in that environment did not. Blue already knew the assignment, and Blue also knew she had leverage. That's the part that fascinated me. Because every child, including me at some point, with loving parents understands this instinctively. If your parents need something from you publicly, especially in high pressure environments, the rules become negotiable for a moment, for a minute. And you can stretch, delay, and push and test those boundaries. And I got to see Blue doing exactly that. She basically gave her father the equivalent of, okay, fine, old man, I'll take them off, but at the top of the stairs. Get with the program. And then proceeded to absolutely keep the sunglasses on for the longest period of time, I think, of anyone in Met Gala history, which honestly made me laugh because it was such a normal family interaction happening inside of one of the least normal environments on earth to me. That's the thing that grounded the moment for me, not the celebrity or the parenting, but the structure and the familiarity. And the tiny negotiations that families have with each other, even while wrapped in unimaginable levels of fame and symbolism. And when I realized that I was actually looking at that, I got off of the bed and fell and sat on the floor, not metaphorically, literally, because it felt like I was understanding. I was watching something bigger than celebrity culture. I was watching multi-generational stardom. Not fame only, but dynasty. And I think there is a difference in that. We're now watching children who were born inside of modern mythology become participants in the mythology itself. That's culturally significant whether people want to admit it or not. And I think Blue Ivy is simply not Beyonce's daughter anymore. She's becoming part of the architecture of the story itself. And honestly, that realization affected me much more than the outfits did. Although I think eBay's sponsorship is another thing that really affected me. Shout out to eBay, who sponsored almost every outfit or every other outfit. Because underneath all of the diamonds and spectacle of the performance, what I really suddenly saw was something that it felt like old fashioned. Parents trying to guide a child through a machine that they helped build. That's pretty human. Even inside unimaginable privilege, I still think that that's pretty relatable. And I think that's why the moment stayed with me. Not because the Met Gala suddenly became relatable, it absolutely did not. Not because wealth stopped existing, it absolutely did not. But because for one flickering second, the machinery of celebrity cracked open just enough for something recognizable to leak through. Family, negotiation, legacy, love, control, trust, embarrassment, and boundary testing. The same emotional language humans have always spoken to each other, just wearing couture.